Yes, hello. Today we're talking about a deck that punches early, punches often, and then tag teams you with a steel lion warping in from the sun. This is Solgaleo and Skarmory, also known as Metal Blitz Turbo, because steel doesn't sleep and tempo doesn't wait, and yeah, you can now go kill me. This is the deck for people who love value trades, hate long games, and want to ruin someone's win streak in 4 turns or less. So what is this deck? Well, here's how it works. You start with Skarmory, the little metal menace that deals damage on a budget. While it's busy swinging, you're setting up with Cosmog and prepping that sweet solar-powered rare candy combo. Then boom! Here comes Solgaleo, dealing 120 for just 2 energy and teleporting around your board like it owns the place, because it does. This deck doesn't mess around. You hit breakpoints fast, rotate your threats, and if the opponent's not ready, you end the game before they even know what hit them. But if the game goes too long, you're gonna feel the heat, and not the good kind. So let's talk pros and cons real quick. 120 damage for 2 energy? That's just a legal value. Skarmory makes the early game feel like a jet engine. Also, Solgaleo's ability means free retreat and tempo swings. However, matchups like Darktina and Charizard, well, that's more like a yikes, so generally speaking, it's just better to scoop. And the longer the game, the harder it gets. This is not a control deck. This is a metal sledgehammer. So end the fight fast. So you might be wondering, Sir PP, how do I play this Magnificicante deck? Well, I got you. Here's a deck list to get you started. Let's break it down. You're gonna need 2 Cosmog because you're trying to play Solgaleo. You're gonna need 1 Cosmoem because sometimes you actually need to stall. I know, crazy. You're gonna need 2 Solgaleo because you're playing Solgaleo. If you're not playing Solgaleo in a Solgaleo deck, I don't know what you're playing. You're gonna need 2 Skarmory. It's your metal jet engine. It hits hard. You're gonna need 2 Pot of Greed. You're gonna need 1 Lily, so you can heal Solgaleo in case things get really hairy. You're gonna need 1 Red, because it helps you hit breakpoint numbers even better. You're gonna need 1 Baby Girl Sabrina, switch things around, you know? You're gonna need 2 Rare Candy because you wanna cheat into Solgaleo. You're gonna need 2 Pokeball, because searching is OP. You're gonna need 2 Rocky Helmet, because damaging breakpoints is OP. You're gonna need 1 Giant Cape because you need more health. Even though Solgaleo has a lot of health, you're gonna need more health, so just have more health. And then you're gonna need 1 Poison Barb, because sometimes you just want the extra poison, and you want to do the extra damage, and it's just really good. Just add it to the deck, please. Also, just make sure you're running Steel Energy. I don't want to see no Grass Energy in this deck. You probably shouldn't have to see that, because it won't auto pop up, but in case that you're feeling spicy, just don't do it. Please and thank you. Optionally, are you finding that Skarmory keeps losing you games? Yeah, me too. For all the hype, I quickly realized that old Skarmory has some serious issues. It relies too heavily on tools, and it crumbles against decks like Darktina and Oricorio. You might have noticed during the gameplay that I was running a few spicy cards that weren't in the original list. That's because I've cooked up a variant I actually like better. I call it Solgaleo Control Blitz. The idea is simple: tone down the Glass Cannon vibes, and instead, add cards that actually give you game against Darkrai Giratina and the EX blocking Gremlin birds from hell. Here are the swaps. 2 Skarmory for 1 Heatran and 1 Magearna, 1 red for 1 red card, hand disruption for the win, 1 Giant Cape for 1 Mars because fewer cards equals fewer problems, and 1 Poison Barb for 1 Cyrus because he's the board control king. These changes give you way more control over the tempo of the game. Heatran and Magearna give you bulk and flexibility. Mars and red card mess up your opponent's hand just in time for Solgaleo to swing in and clean house. You can still do Solgaleo Speed Blitz shenanigans, but now you've got backup if your opening isn't perfect. Downside? Yeah, it's a bit slower, and if you brick, you really brick. Like, go make a sandwich and cry levels of bricking. But if you know your meta and you're sick of auto-losing to Darktina or Oricorio, this variant is definitely worth testing. So, go tech it up, tighten your curve, and know your matchups. Because in this format, the more you tweak, the more you walk the tightrope between genius and disaster. So, where do you get these cards? What packs are stealing your hourglasses today? Let's break it down because Pocket said accessibility and then laughed. Celestial Guardians, Solgaleo side. This is the jackpot. You get Cosmog, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, Lily, and Rare Candy. Basically the entire Solar family tree. Celestial Guardians, Lunala side. Sadly, this is where Poison Barb lives, because of course it is. Pocket logic. Space-Time Smackdown Dialga. You'll want this one for Giant Cape. Space-Time Smackdown Palkia. Here's where Rocky Helmet hides out. And Skarmory? Randomly in both Dialga and Palkia packs, because why make things simple? However, we're still going because there's more to go into. Sabrina is tucked into Genetic Apex Charizard, just vibing with dragons or fiery lizards for some reason. Red comes from Shining Revelry, obviously because that's where all the cool trainers hang out. And as always, Professor's Research and Pokeball are promo cards, so grab them while they're floating around the shop like expired coupons. Seriously, who designed this pack distribution? A Chaos Gremlin? So, if you want to hit fast, flex your tempo skills, and make your opponent panic by turn 3, Solgaleo and Skarmory is calling for you. With that being said, that's the Widgio. If you enjoyed this deck profile, you can drop a like, you could subscribe, and it would be nice to let me know in the comments what deck you'd want to see next. Thank you guys so much for watching, have yourselves a salty day, and I will see you in the next Widgio.